Yes, good morning, students. Today, let us continue page number 88. Already we have started the topic that day, but I didn't explain it. Let us see that one. Reduplicative words. So what are these reduplicative words? So duplicate means you know very well. What is duplicate? Duplicate means which looks like original but not original. So even here also duplicate word means which resembles like original, but it is not original. Okay, duplicate. So here reduplicate words. We are going to discuss reduplicate words. There are different types of reduplicate words. In that reduplicate words, first one duplicative type. You can see first one duplicative type. So what is this duplicative type means? If the original word is repeated again, okay, the same word without any change, if it is repeated, then it is called duplicative word. For example, bye bye, tata. So ta, the same word ta is repeated again. Okay, so if the word once again, if it is repeated, the same word, it is called duplicative word without any change. The spelling will be same and pronunciation will be same. There will be no difference in pronunciation or spelling. If the same original word is repeated again, it is called duplicative word. Okay, duplicative type. Second one is alliterative type. So what is alliterative type means? Here only you know the difference between vowels and consonants. Vowels A, E, I, O, U. The remaining in English alphabet except A, E, I, O, U, the remaining all are consonants. Okay, A, E, I, O, U. These are vowels. 5 vowels are there. The remaining all are consonants. So here in alliterative type, what will happen means only the vowels will be changed in the word. Okay, first original word will be there, no ma'am. In that original word, the vowels will be there. No, that vowels will be changed. Okay, that is called. And next word is written. That is called alliterative type. For example, sit, sat. Okay, sit, sat. S-I-T, S-A-T. In sit, S-I-T. Which is the vowel in sit? Which is the vowel? I. I is the vowel. I. Sat, sat, which is the vowel? S-A-T. A. A is the vowel. So here H-I-T, in that H-T remains the same. But I is there, no? The vowel sound will be changed into A in second word. So these are called alliterative type. So first one is duplicative type. Duplicative type means the same word will be repeated without any change. No change in the spelling, no change in the... Yes, Mahendra?
Slide.
Vain, Mahendra. First slide, vain. In a second alliterative type, vowels will be changed. Only that vowel will be changed. Okay, a few more examples you can give if you want. Only vowel you have to change in your word. Try. Any of you? Yes, alliterative type. Just you give one example, I'm telling. Give an example for alliterative type. Change the vowel and give.
Ding dong.
Very good. Ding dong. D-I-N-G, D-O-N-G. In a ding dong, what had happened? In first word, I is there, vowel. In second word, O is there. Okay. Is it clear now? Is it understood? So first one is duplicative type. The same word will be repeated without any change. So consonants will not be changed and even vowels are also not changed. But coming to alliterative type, what had happened? Only vowels are changed, but consonants remain same. Next, third type is there. That is a rhyming type. Third one, rhyming type. So here, that vowels will be alike, but the consonants will be changed. Okay, opposite to this alliterative type. So opposite to alliterative type, that vowels are changed, but in rhyming type, what had happened? Consonants are changed. For example, just I can say fill, mill. Fill, mill, kill. Okay. Sat, bat. sat, bat. So if you observe SAT, BAT, in first word S is there, in second word B is there. Okay, but vowels remain same. So bill, kill, bill, kill, BILL, KILL. So in first word B is there, in second word K is there. Consonants are changed, but vowels are same. So here we discussed three types of reduplicative words. First one is duplicative words. So duplicative words means the same word will be repeated without any change. No change in vowels, no change in spelling, no change in pronunciation. The same word is repeated means that is called duplicative word. Alliterative type means in that vowels are changed. Only vowels, consonants remain same. Third one is a rhyming type. In that consonants are changed, but vowels are same. Is it clear, ma? Do you have any doubts regarding this? Okay,
No, ma'am.
fine. Now let us check here. List of words they have given. List of words they have given. And you have to arrange in the box. Okay. If it is duplicative, under duplicative. Otherwise, if it is alliterative, alliterative. Or rhyming means under rhyming, you have to write. First one, ding dong. Already she has given, Chandana has given this example, ding dong. So it comes under which one, ma? It is alliterative. Now write down. Under alliterative, you write down that one. Alliterative, ding dong, you write down. Next one, a. What is that? A. Duplicative, very good. It is duplicative. Write down under duplicative. In that box, you write down, all of you, fill the box. Next one, bow wow.
Rhyming
Oh,
word.
rhyming, very good.
Rhyming
Because
word.
consonants got changed. Consonants got changed, so write under rhyming. Next one, chuck chuck.
Duplicative.
Duplicative, very good. Next one, easy peasy. Easy peasy.
Good, ma'am.
It's rhyming. It is rhyming. Next one, tata.
Duplicative, madam.
Duplicative. Write down on the duplicative, tata. Next one, ping pong.
Alliterative.
Alliterative, very good. Alliterative. Bang bang.
Duplicative.
Duplicative. Write down on the duplicative. Bang bang, duplicative. Jig jag.
Alliterative.
Alliterative. Write down under alliterative. See saw.
Rhyming.
Alliterative, madam.
It is alliterative only, ma. The pronunciation saw. Okay. SEESAW. Okay. So it is just you have to write under alliterative. Next, okay, doke.
Rhyming.
Rhyming, okay. Hip hop,
Alliterative, madam.
alliterative. Next, hodgepodge.
Alliterative. Rhyming, madam.
No, rhyming. It's rhyming. Hodgepodge, rhyming. Helter skelter.
Rhyming, madam.
Rhyming, madam.
Rhyming.
Madam.
Chop.
Duplicative, madam.
Duplicative.
madam.
Good. Duplicative. Next, papa.
Duplicative, madam.
Duplicative. Under duplicative, write down papa. Next, itsy bitsy.
Rhyming, madam.
Rhyming. Boo boo.
Duplicative, madam.
Duplicative. Hush.
Duplicative, madam.
Duplicative. Tip top.
Alliterative.
Alliterative. Chit chat.
Alliterative, madam.
Alliterative. Chit chat. Alliterative. Ha.
Duplicative, madam.
Duplicative, madam.
Duplicative. Yes, duplicative. Nitty gritty.
Rhyming, madam.
Rhyming. Pitter patter.
Alliterative, madam.
Alliterative. Hanky panky.
Rhyming, madam.
Rhyming.
Hanky panky rhyming. Teeny weeny.
Rhyming, madam.
Rhyming, madam.
Rhyming. Very good. Rhyming. Hurly burly.
Rhyming, madam.
Rhyming, madam.
Rhyming. Very good. Mish mash.
Alliterative, madam.
Alliterative, madam.
Alliterative. Very good. Night.
Duplicative, madam.
Duplicative, madam.
Duplicative. Very good. Tick tock.
Alliterative,
madam.
madam.
Alliterative. Very good. Is. Now here, in next page, Mahendra, next slide. Answer each of the following question using a reduplicative word. So here they have given a question. So reduplicative words we have to write. What does the clock say? What does the
Ding
clock
dong.
say? Tick tock.
Tick.
Tick tock. T-I-C-K, T-O-C-K. Tick tock. Next one. What does the school bell say? What does the school bell say?
Ding
Ding
dong.
dong. Tring or ding dong. Ding dong bell. We have no ding dong bell. This is the bell. So ding dong. How does the rain drop? Rain.
Chit chat.
Pitter patter. Pitter patter.
Pitter.
Patter. P-I-T-T-E-R. P-A-T-T-E-R. P-I-T-T-E-R. P-A-T-T-E-R. Pitter patter. What does the dog say?
Bow, madam.
Bow wow. Bow wow. B-O-W. W-O-W. Bow wow. Next. How do you laugh?
Ha, ha.
Ha ha ha. Or ha ha. Okay, fine. Now let us see grammar topic. Here they have given. Already we discussed about simple past tense and past perfect tense. So once again, a few clues they have given and a few hints also when we have to use and clearly they have mentioned here. So let us see what they have given. So in this story, the author used the past perfect tense. Past perfect means had plus V3. Had plus V3. Past perfect, you know very well. So simple past means V2. We use simple past means V2. Past perfect means had plus V3. So in many sentences, if you observe the following sentences from the story and the rules given under them, you will understand why and how the past perfect tense is used. So with this, we are going to learn when and how we have to use past perfect tense. So first rule, the first one, see, they have given it was 10:20. My father had already left. Had left. Had plus left. So had plus V3. Past perfect is used. So when an action takes place before a point of time in the past. So if some actions happens before certain point of time in past tense, okay? So clearly if they give some time and if the action happened before certain point of time in past, so at that time we use this past perfect tense. Okay, try to understand now. So in past tense, if they give clearly certain time, okay, if they mention the time and before that certain action had happened, for that action we use past perfect tense. So yesterday, last year, last month. So some time is mentioned. If some time is mentioned, and if you want to say before that time that action has completed, at that time we use past perfect tense. Okay. So next, second point. See, second point. Finally, we reached Dirang. The bus from Tawang had not yet reached. Okay, see here two actions are there. Okay, two actions completed in past. So first one is they reached Dirang, and second one bus didn't come. Two actions completed in past tense. So if two actions completed in the past, for the earlier action, for the first completed action, we use past perfect tense. For example, you came to school, teacher came to school. Okay, just try to understand. You came to school and teacher also came to school. But who has completed first action? Who has come first? Teacher has come, after that you have come. Okay. Teacher had come to school before I came. Teacher had come to school before I came. So for first completed action, we use past perfect tense. And for the second completed action, we use simple past tense. Is it clear, ma'am? If two actions completed in the past, for the first completed action, we use past perfect tense. So past perfect means had plus V3. Past participle form of the verb. Had plus past participle form of the verb we use. Okay. So write, wrote, written. Written is there, no? That is third form. Go, went, gone. Gone is the V3. So had plus V3 is used for past perfect, and V2, second form of the verb. Past form of the verb is used for simple past tense. So for the first completed, if two actions completed in the past tense, for the first completed action, we use past perfect. For the second completed action, we use simple past tense. Okay. So here, next third point you see, I quickly sat down on a rock. My father laughed at my plight. So here, two actions. Even here also you can observe two actions completed in the past. So in the previous point, we have discussed for the first completed action, we use past perfect, and for the second completed action, we use past perfect, and for the second completed action, we use simple past tense. But if two actions completed simultaneously means వెంటనే రెండు actions వెంటనే జరిగిపోతే గనక we can use simple past for both actions. Okay, so no need to show the difference. వెంటనే జరిగాయి అనుకోండి అమ్మ past two actions. So if you are speaking about that two actions which has completed in the past but simultaneously, at that time we can use simple past tense only. So that's why in the third sentence, see, I quickly sat down. Sat, V2 is there. Simple past tense. My father laughed at my plight. Laughed. Here no past perfect. Only laughed. V2 is there. So in both the sentences, they use only V2. Okay. These two actions completed in the past, even though they use only past tense, simple past tense for both the actions. Why means these two actions happened simultaneously. వెంటనే జరిగాయి. That's why they used only simple past tense. Hope you understood, ma. Okay, is it clear? So in first point we have discussed if certain time is mentioned, ఒక particular time ఇచ్చి అంత లోపల ఒక యాక్షన్ కంప్లీట్ అయిపోయింది అని చెప్పడానికి యూజ్ చేసినట్లయితే, if they have given certain time, particular time is mentioned, then we are going to use past perfect tense. That is first point. Second point is if two actions completed in the past, two actions ganaka past lo complete ayyunte, for the first completed action we use past perfect, and for the second completed action we use simple past tense. Is it clear, ma'am? Next, coming to third point. What is third point? If two actions completed in the past but they had happened simultaneously, వెంటనే జరిగిపోయింటే కనుక, so for both actions we can use simple past tense only. No need to use simple past and past perfect. We can use only simple past tense. So here in fourth point they have given some examples also. Just you can go through that one. Okay. Now why we use this past perfect means just to get the clarity. That's all, nothing else. Why we use different tenses or different forms of the verbs. All these things why we use means only to get that clarity, to give information clearly to the listener. We use this one. Okay. So here they have given few sentences. Just you can go through that examples. You can go through once. So next one, just you can see next page, adverbial clauses they have given. Mahendra, next slide you can put, Mahendra. Yeah, is before slide, Mahendra. Before. Next one. Yes, a little. So here adverbial clauses. So adverb, what is adverb? Ma? Already we discussed this one, adverb. Adverb, what is its work? Adverb, what it will do?
Which describes verb.
Very good. It describes verb. Not only verb, it is going to speak about adjective also. It is going to modify another adverb also. So adverb work ante, it is going to give some information regarding that action. That means about verb. It is going to speak about the verb. It is going to speak about adjective also.
Information.
It is going to modify another adverb also. Okay. So here, just I can say adverb, it is going to tell about the action. When the action happened, where the action happened, how the action happened. Okay, all these things, all information is given by adverb. ఒక పని జరిగితే అది ఎక్కడ జరిగింది, ఎలా జరిగింది, ఎప్పుడు జరిగింది. So all these things, manner, place, time, all these things we are going to get with that adverb only. So adverb is going to explain. Yes, Mahendra? So adverb is going to explain about verb. And again, it is going to speak about adjective also and another adverb also. So here, what is adverbial clause means? It is the clause which is going to act as an adverb. That's all, nothing else. The complete clause. Already we discussed about clause. Main clause will be there, dependent clause will be there, or dependent, independent clauses will be there. So here, one clause is acting as an adverb, that is called adverbial clause. Clause means a group of words. It is not a complete sentence, but it is going to depend on the other part of the sentence. That is called clause. So if a complete clause is acting as an adverb, it is called adverbial clause. Okay. So here they have given adverbial clauses. Just you can observe. Even in this picture also, these adverbial clauses are different types they have given here. Clearly, just we can go through that one. See here, as I had to do a bit of catching up, I walked fast. So from the lesson we have taken, why he is walking fast? What is the reason? Means we got the reason. Why he is walking fast? As I had to do a bit of catching up. It means just he has to catch up. So that's why he is walking fast. Walking, verb. Why he is walking? The reason here. Okay, why he is walking fast is the reason is given here. So it is called adverbial phrase. In second sentence, we can say, as I was going to take my first sip, as I was going to take my first sip, I heard father's voice. So here, when he heard his father's voice. So the complete clause is giving the information when the action happened. Okay. So in first sentence, the reason why that action is happening. In second sentence, we can observe when the action is happened. So for when it is giving the answer. So it is adverbial clause. Next, third one we can observe. He decided to go to his workplace because he got into debt. So here, debt. So here reason, cause is giving. Okay, why that action is happening. Action enduk cheyalsi vastundi. Reason it is given. Okay, with this clause. So it is also adverbial clause. So why that action is happening, where the action is happening, when the action is happening, all these things given by that particular clause. So that particular clause is called adverbial clause. That's all, nothing else. Okay. How that adverb acts, even this clause also will be acting in the same way. So here types of adverbial clauses also they have given. So you can see condition, comparison, manner, result, place, and just I can say something there is a reason, I think. Is a reason, and the purpose is next concession. So all these things, time. So all these things, these many types of adverbial clauses are there. Okay, now let us fill the blanks in next page. Mahendra, next page. Just you can check the next page, Mahendra. So in this next page, we can check, combine the pairs of sentences by using the words given in brackets. So words they have given, let us combine these. So already you have learned how to combine using the words who, which, when, what, so that. Now here they have given words, use those words and combine these two sentences. See here, there was nobody in the village to carry the author's luggage. everybody was engaged in some important work. We have to combine these two sentences using because. So how will you combine? Tell me, any of you?
Madam,
Yes, please.
there was nobody in the village to carry the author's luggage because everybody was engaged in some important work.
Very good, ma. Very good. So second part is the reason. So why nobody is there means the reason is given using because. Okay, reason. So just you can insert because in the middle of these two sentences. Remove that full stop. Okay. While inserting because, what you have to do first, we have to remove the full stop. Write down because, and after that everybody E small letter you make. E small letter. Everybody E small letter you write. Complete it. Everyone should write. Ramya, I can't see your face. Ramya.
Madam.
Ramya is there? Okay. Write down, write down. Is one of you read out the second sentence, ma? Any of you? The roads were not good. He preferred less luggage. The roads were not good. He preferred less luggage. As is there. As. Try.
As the roads were not good, he preferred less luggage.
Very good, ma. Because the reason is given before only. రోడ్స్ బాగా లేనందు వల్ల తను తక్కువ లగేజ్ తీసుకెళ్తున్నాడు. ఓకే, సో దాట్స్ వై వీ హ్యావ్ టు యూజ్ యాజ్ ఇన్ ద స్టార్టింగ్ ఓన్లీ. ఏ క్యాపిటల్ లెటర్ యూ కెన్ రైట్ మా, ఏ క్యాపిటల్ లెటర్, బికాస్ స్టార్టింగ్ క్యాపిటల్ లెటర్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు రైట్ యాజ్ ద రోడ్స్. టీ స్మాల్ లెటర్ యూ మేక్ ఇట్ స్మాల్ లెటర్. యాజ్ ద రోడ్స్ వర్ నాట్ గుడ్, రిమూవ్ ద ఫుల్ స్టాప్, పుట్ కామా. He preferred, he small letter, H small letter ma. He preferred less luggage. So here we are combining two sentences, means in the middle full stop should not be there. If you keep full stop in the middle, what will happen? Again it becomes two sentences. So full stop should be removed and we should make it comma. Next third sentence, he wanted to stay at home for some more days. He wanted to apply for leave.
He wanted to stay at home some more days since he wanted to apply for leave.
No. So here reason has come first only. Since he wanted to stay at home for some more days. ఎందుకు అతను ఇంకొన్ని రోజులు ఉండాలనుకున్నాడు కాబట్టి, సో he wanted to apply for. Okay. అతను కొన్ని రోజులు ఉండాలనుకున్నాడు కాబట్టి, రీజన్ వేర్ we are getting, first only we are getting the reason. So we have to start with since. S capital letter, H, he wanted, no, H small letter. Since he wanted to stay at home for some days, remove full stop and put comma. He wanted to apply for leave. He, H small letter. Where ma?
Some more days.
Some more days, comma. Some more days, comma. Again, he wanted is there, no ma, H small letter. Everyone should write. Yamini, are you writing, ma? Yamini. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Okay, next fourth sentence you see. You may not attend the class. You don't want to come again. You may not attend the class. Yes. What will you write?
If you may not attend the class, you don't want to come again.
No, you won't get like that. You may not attend the class if you don't want to come again. You may not attend the class. You may not attend the class if you don't want to come again. Malli ravala anukokapothe, you are not going to attend the class. Okay, you may not attend the class if you don't want to come again. Next one, ma, fifth sentence you can check. The boy was about to come down the stairs, then it crumbled down. When?
When the boy was
When
supposed
the
to come,
boy was about to come down the stairs,
rains
then it crumbled down.
Yeah, then you remove because two conjunctions are not needed. Okay, so you can remove then. See here, when the boy was about to come down the stairs, remove the full stop and then also put comma, it crumbled down. I repeat, when the T small letter, when the boy was about to come down the stairs, comma, remove then also, ma, comma, you put, it crumbled down. Okay. Now, let us move to this writing. So, in the story, the journey, the author says, my education had made me shun physical labor. This is an adverse effect of education. Now, write an essay on the adverse effects of education. Here are some points. So here about education, benefits are there. Okay, some adverse disadvantages are also there. Here he has mentioned because of his education only. After taking education, he felt shy to do that work and do that physical labor. So here some points they have given. Just you can try to write an essay based on this. Doing some work that involves physical labor, dress, fashion, family relationships, giving respect to elders, the treatment of illiterate people. So all these things you can mention in that. Okay, you can try this one. Okay, next is summarizing. Just you can go to the next page, Mahendra. You can do. Summarizing. A few guidelines and tips to summarize a text are given below. Read them carefully, then read the essay on umbrella models and summarize it. So if you want to write a summary of any lesson, okay, summarize. If you want to summarize a particular topic, what are the things we have to keep in your mind? So that we are going to discuss now. Okay, summary just what the importance of writing. You'll be writing so many summaries, no summaries of the lessons you will be writing. What is the reason? Because we can't present the complete lesson. It is not possible. We can't write the complete lesson. Read the text because you have to understand the text completely. After that only you have to start writing the summary. Completely you have to read again and again. So if you read again and again, what will happen?